Welcome to the Power of Attorney workshop. I'm Rilus, and we're here to talk about powers of attorney. So a lot of people ask, why would I do this course? Why would I give away free powers of attorney to people? There's a couple of reasons. There's several reasons. One of those is I know sometimes it's not always possible to go in and see an attorney. So I want to make sure you're covered in those situations. And then also I know sometimes you don't necessarily need an attorney if it's something simple like a kid going to college. So later I'm going to show you when the free forms are appropriate and when you should consider a professional. But let's get right into it. So what's required for a valid power of attorney? So it's got to be signed voluntarily by the person granting authority. And the person must have mental capacity. This is really important. A lot of times people contact me, say, hey, my parents have Alzheimer's or dementia. I need to do a power of attorney. And depending on how deep they are into it, it may be too late. If they still have the capacity, they can do it. But if they've already lost capacity, it's going to be too late. Power of attorney needs clear and specific language outlining the powers. And it's got to be dated, properly witnessed, or notarized, depending on the state and the law. So for best results, use a state-approved form or an attorney-drafted power of attorney. All right, let's talk about fiduciaries and fiduciary duty. So a fiduciary is a person to whom power or property is entrusted for the benefit of another. I like to signify it by this green hat. So in a trust, the trustee is a fiduciary. In a last will and testament, the personal representative is a fiduciary. And in a power of attorney, the agent is a fiduciary. So fiduciary duty, it means they have a legal obligation to act in the best interest of another. So a power of attorney is a document. The person that creates it is called the principal, and they appoint someone who's called the agent to manage things for their benefit. Could be a medical power of attorney or a financial power of attorney are some of the most common. Now, it can be immediate power. This means it's valid as soon as they sign it, or it could be springing, where it's not active until the person becomes incapacitated. In my forms, we use the standard of 2 doctors. If 2 doctors say that they're unable to manage their affairs, then the agent gets appointed. So depending on the timing and trust, will determine what you choose. A lot of times for spouses, for married couples, we give them immediate power over each other. And then for the next in line is usually a springing. Now with the free templates, you're limited. You may not be able to choose whether it's springing or immediate. All right, general powers of attorney. This grants a broad authority, and it could also be specific. So it's usually either general or specific. Specific means it's narrow, either for a specific thing or for a limited time. So sometimes you might see like the power of attorney to sell a house or something like that, or just for a limited time. Durable power of attorney, this means that it remains valid even after incapacity. So in estate planning, we usually use durable general powers of attorney. So the strength levels or the different tiers of powers of attorney. The lowest on that is going to be just a generic form, not even state specific, just generic. Better than that is going to be a state specific form. Better than that is going to be if an attorney drafts it. The next tier is full estate plan. I would add another one. I would say a power of attorney at that specific institution. So if you do a power of attorney at the bank, at Wells Fargo, their power of attorney, that's going to be top tier as well. So this shows why a trust is better than a power of attorney. So in this example here, Mrs. Estate, she created a trust. She's the trustor, the boss, the trustee, the manager, and the beneficiary. She has her house owned by the trust and her bank account. Now her IRA is outside, but her house and bank account are in the trust. So if she loses capacity, according to the trust, her successor trustee can be appointed. and then he'll have authority over the house and the bank account. So this authority is very clear. So once he's appointed as the trustee, when he goes into the bank, it's very clear that he has the authority. Now, if he needs to manage this IRA, he'll need to do so with the power of attorney because it's not owned by the trust. All right, let's talk about situations when a free form or the DIY is appropriate. So if there's no major assets or real estate, or if you need something quickly. So if you're going out of town or just a temporary use, the free forms are good. Another good use for the free ones, and part of the reason for this course is if you have kids going into college or young adults who now they're legally adults since they're 18 or over, they may want to grant the power back to their parents. Or if they're not able to go see an attorney or not even get on a Zoom, that could be another reason to use these forms, or just have something in place. Something's better than nothing. Now, when you should seek a professional, come see me or someone like me, is if there's a significant amount of assets or real estate, or business interest, then you want to get professional help. If there's potential for conflict or family challenges, if you need a backup agent or a springing power of attorney or other special language, and if you want to integrate it with the full estate plan. If you're unsure about the legal requirements or signing procedures, then you should get professional help. So why do powers of attorneys get rejected? All sorts of reasons. One, they could be too old, according to the bank or institution. I usually recommend every 3 to 5 years that you update them. If it's not specific to the institution, missing signatures or notary, missing required language. I see this a lot. It's almost like the banks, they first will reject and then make you, try to prove yourself. So a lot of times they say that's missing certain language, even though it's there, but they're just worried about the liability. I say blame the lawyers. They're worried about getting sued. Yeah, a lot of times they're like their own form. So the bank or hospital wants you to use their own form. Another reason, if it's lacking the durable language and they're incapacitated. The federal government, they kind of think they run this place, so they don't accept powers of attorney. So just beware of that. So the IRS, Social Security, Veterans Affairs, they require their own authorization forms. So you need to plan ahead and do those. So even doing a power of attorney is not going to help you with those. So what do you do if your power of attorney gets rejected? So contact the legal department and ask why. Why was it rejected? See if they can give you an answer in writing. And then you may be able to prove that it is valid if it is. If they still have capacity, you consider drafting a new one or doing one with an attorney. If they lack capacity, then the next step is a guardianship and conservatorship, sometimes referred to as a living probate. So same idea. If they lack the capacity, you got to get the court involved to decide if it's in their best interest to have someone else act for them. All right, so what do you get in the course? So simple forms specific to Arizona or California. And then you also get video explanations of me walking you through and telling you how to fill them out. So if you're doing this for your parents in Arizona, you're going to want to get the Arizona forms, even if you're in California. So next steps, go ahead, go to the link. Let me post it in the comments here. So if you're watching in another place, you might not have the comments. I just posted it there on YouTube. Let me put it on the screen as well. There you go. So you can go to myriluslaw.com/free powers of attorney course, and you can get that course. And you'll see if you're there. There's one place to get the course, or if you want my help on the other side, you can go ahead and schedule a time to meet with me. We're here to help you. Another reason I'm doing this course for you, I got you the tools to do it for free, but I'm also trying out for the job. So as you go through and you decide you want more help, reach out to us. We're happy to help. Thank you.